Hi, everybody. Tom Van Hoy with this Pitt State volleyball update. The Gorillas are now 6-12, 3-7 in the MIAA, off a win on Saturday night at home with Emporia State 3-2 after a Pitt State football win in the afternoon, 45-17. Here's Pitt State volleyball coach Jenny Mueller on how Pitt State played against Emporia State.
The girls came in and played really well for the most part during Emporia. We had a couple spots where we were struggling a bit, but definitely came in with some good heart and played pretty together. And we got it done.
What were you thinking about when you were down 2-1 in that
just trying
match?
to figure out what we needed to focus on to get back into rhythm, to be able to shut them down. Just different keys. Who do we need to be watching on the other side, and how do we need to get some connections on our side so we can score our own points instead of waiting on them to give them to us.
What kind of adjustments go on in the course of a match? I guess it determines what kind of match it is, but you just alluded to that a moment ago. You made some changes during the course of that match.
Well, we talk about who's scoring the big points on the other side, and if they're in system, can they run their middles? And when they're out of system, who are the big go-to players for them, and how are they scoring the points? Is it through a dominating kill? Is it ball placement? So sometimes there's a difference in the speed of the ball that they send, and then again, like I said, with the ball placement. And so we talked about what their hitters were doing on the other side. We knew we needed to shut down those left sides and put the ball away ourselves. So those are some of the adjustments that we did make as we talked about again what was going on the other side of the net.
How much can, as the head coach, you see that's going on, and how much do you rely on your assistants there as well?
My assistant, Paula Harris, she does a great job. She was a two-time All-American middle blocker, so she will see some things on the blocking aspect of it, looking to see what their setter is looking for out of our blockers, and that helps her anticipate to be able to give more information to our players. So she's been a big part of what we do, and helps out with some of those blocking changes and adjustments, and she's good about giving feedback to players really quick. So I mean, it's definitely a dual effort, and she puts some information in there for the players as well.
Will you call timeout, and do you have that ability to make those adjustments?
Yes, we're only allowed the 2 timeouts per set, and so you try to manage those as best you can, because you don't want to call them too early and then run out whenever you might need them towards the end. And as Coach Ebe used to say, we've got 2 options. We can call a timeout, we can make a substitution, and that's about the only way we can get a real break in the game, to get any information out there. So, yes, management of those is pretty crucial.
Do you substitute much?
This year we have not as much. Now we do. We've got a good situation because we've got several players that can point score, but we're trying to trust the ones that are out on the court to work their way out of a rut if they happen to get into a rut. But yeah, there were a few times this weekend where we did substitute and got some defensive people in the backcourt to help us out there. So yes.
So you make defensive in addition to offensive substitution based on how the game's going?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. If the pace of the game or if the way the game is going isn't changing too much, you got to look down your sideline and think, all right, who can I put in and who's going to make a difference once they get out there? And body language and the excitement that they bring and some of those things are some of the aspects that we'll look at when we're looking to make that substitution.
Are your players, I guess, they know that you'll do that, so they got to be ready to play when you call on them?
Absolutely. And we talk in between sets too. Hey, make sure you're ready to come in if we need you to go in at any point. Make sure you're aware of what's going on the other side, the trends, the tendencies of the opponent's attack, so that way you can go in and make a difference.
Who played well for you against Emporia?
I tell you what, Ari Crittleton came in and did a very, very nice job. She ended up with 20 kills on the night, and if you average that over the 5 sets, I mean, five kills per set's pretty legitimate. She came in and did a very nice job. Struggled a little bit against Washburn, and then, like I said, really had a comeback evening. Maddie Mosher played very well. Also, she's a big offensive person for us, and is usually pretty consistent in that role. Haley Hansford did a nice job. She set a really good offense. We talk about, if the setter can get you in a one-on-one situation, you've got every opportunity to score, and you better take advantage. And so she did a really nice job. Ashlyn Schwartz, defensive specialist, she runs libero for us. She had a couple pretty key digs, and that gets the excitement going for the team as well. If she can put a stop on the back end to their offense, it definitely helps us out and gets everybody excited.
How has it worked out for you to play those matches after a home football game?
It's been okay. Luckily, our football team is pretty outstanding, and so you watch some of the excitement out on the field, and you watch those guys get into it, and really, they're focused on their game, and they go out there and they compete hard. And I think some of that trails over where you want to be successful and you want to compete hard just like they're doing it. So it's been good. I don't think we've been overly distracted, and that was always one of the big worries was, are they going to be distracted whenever they come in to play our game? And we've been able to maintain focus, and so it's been good.
Get a couple of those football guys come over after the game to
they
support
do,
you?
Yeah. We have a couple that come and follow, and they come and watch us just about every match that they can. So, yeah, it's exciting to see some of those guys come in and support us as well, and we're trying to be supportive of the other programs. It's important for us. If we want people to come and watch us play, we've got to get out and see other people play and see other people do their thing too.
The other thing I know what you want to do is you want to be involved in the community.
Absolutely, yes. We had a chance to be in the homecoming parade. It's the first time in the 4 years that I've been here that we've been home on homecoming. And I tell you what, I got goosebumps, and it was awesome to see the players. We gave candy to kiddos, and the girls were on the street, and they would go out and reach some of the people that were in the community, and it was just nice to see them interact. And I think they enjoyed it, and they had a good time, and I'm hoping the community noticed that about us too, and so it was good. It was a good feeling to see them get out there.
How important was it to come back and play well, come from behind to beat Emporia after you had a couple tough matches prior to that?
Oh, it was huge. We played, I tell you what, we played really well against Washburn. I mean, they're just, he's got an outstanding program, and he has since he's been there. So I was pleased that we came back and played really well versus Washburn. Had a couple scary situations in that match, but this was a good weekend for us after the Northwest Missouri Western. We had our game plans in place, and we just didn't execute quite to the level that we needed to, obviously, against Northwest and Western, and both programs are much improved as well. So, yes, to be able to come back and play pretty tough this weekend, it was big for us.
Have you seen improvement in your team, in your players?
Absolutely, yes. Their confidence is building, and they're starting to trust each other a little bit better. Volleyball's a game that's a little bit different than other sports. I mean, all sports, you've got to rely on your teammates, but when you've got 6 people in a very small area and you can't hide anyone, teamwork and team communication and trust is paramount. And so they've been doing a better job of that, and they're starting to, like I said, really trust each other, and that helps everyone's game step it up a notch.
Well, you've still got 3 more home matches in this 5. This is kind of cool, isn't it, to have 5 consecutive at home? How about Central Oklahoma on Tuesday?
Home stretch, yes. We had the 2 this last Friday, Saturday. We've got another one on this coming Tuesday at 7 versus UCO. And that program's done really well this year in conference. They've got votes to be ranked. We'll find out today if they happen to get up into that top 25. And then Lindenwood on Friday at 7. And, of course, Central Missouri comes here on Saturday at 3, and they're ranked as well. They're a little bit different team than what they have been in the past, but they're still pretty tough. So I'm anxious for the week and anxious to get out there and show the community what we can do.
How much scouting, video preparation are you able to do for each one of those?
It is nice. The MIAA has, it's a computer program where everyone will upload their match film. And so starting depending on when everybody gets their film uploaded, but you can access game film from each of the team's matches from the previous season throughout. So, yes, there's a lot of game film preparation, and so you're looking to see, what some tendencies are for their offensive people, and what does their defense do, what does it look like behind the blocks, so that way you can identify what shots are open for you. So quite a bit on our side, and then we give that information short and sweet to the players, so that way they have a chance to put it into play.
It's amazing how the technology's changed. You don't have to meet somebody in a gas station.
Goodness.
You give them a VHS tape or something.
Exactly. I remember, first starting out when I was head coaching, you had the VHS tapes, and you hoped that you had good film from your match versus the team from the first time around. You hope that they ran something similar the second year versus their first year, and it's definitely changed quite a bit. And I think it's improved the pace of the game. It's improved the quality of the game, and we just hope that we're taking advantage of it in the right ways.
Yeah, the quality of the video kind of looked like 1950s black and white at times, didn't it?
It's a little bit different these days, yes, definitely. Very helpful.
Let me ask you before we let you go, when you look at stats in volleyball, and there are, like any sport, a lot of them, is there anything specific that you look at that maybe is important to you?
You're looking at, as far as hitters, you're looking at their efficiency. How many swings are they taking? How many kills out of the number of swings are they taking? So, like for our players, we want to be as efficient as we can. If you're getting quality touches, are you scoring points with those quality touches? You're trying to see who is making the least amount of errors. There's only 3 ways that you can score points in volleyball, and it's with a kill, it's with a block, and it's with an ace serve. And for the most part, we're scoring a lot of our points on the blocking end and then on the kills side of it. So we're trying to figure out who can score points in those 2 directions, and then again also who's efficient and who's making minimal amount of errors. There's always going to be some error in the game, but you're looking at who's making the least amount, so that way we're not giving away points. We're making the other team earn theirs as well. If you're talking more so on the defensive side, you're looking at the number of digs per set, and depending on the scouting report, they may or may not hit to your libero, and so she may or may not get a ton of digs, and some of that's out of her control because it depends on where the other team is looking to swing. But definitely there's a lot of different stats there, and you're looking for the point plus, you're looking for the point minus, and then with the support people behind, you're looking at those digs, and then obviously with the assists per set as your setter, getting your hitters in the window, and is she getting them an opportunity to score?
And I'm going to assume that most teams you play have some outstanding players, maybe an outstanding player. Do you game plan for that if an opposition has a really good player?
Yes. We talk about, who we want to make sure and get a double block set up against, and which direction we want to funnel her whenever she's taking a swing. We'd like to get it funneled to our libero, to our top defensive specialist, so that way we've got an opportunity to make a tough play out of it, so we can look to point score from there. So yes, you're looking at again their efficiency and who's taking the most number of swings. If you know where the ball's going the majority of the time, then you can set your defense up accordingly. So the stats, it gives you a lot of information there too. If you didn't have the game film, you'd still be able to get a little bit of a snapshot of what each team does just because of the stats that are available.
That's Pitt State volleyball coach Jenny Mueller. Gorillas do continue the 5-match homestand. Tuesday night, hosting Central Oklahoma at 7, then home with Lindenwood on Friday night and Central Missouri Saturday afternoon, then back on the road to Nebraska Kearney, Fort Hays State, and Southwest Baptist. That's your Pitt State volleyball update for now. I'm Tom Van Hoy.